Put those cookies down. Your bastard kids will never be real family, my mother snapped at the door on Christmas night. Then stay and rot in the mess you made, I said, cutting off his loan, freezing their house payments, and shutting every way out. That useless bunch was nothing but beggars in borrowed clothes, parasites living on a fake name. What came next smashed their so-called legacy, their proud family name dragged through the dirt, their empire crumbling into nothing. Put those cookies down. Your bastard kids will never be real family. My mother snapped at the door on Christmas night, her voice sharp enough to cut glass. You say that one more time and I swear. My brother Daniel shot up from his chair, fists clenched, face red. Swear what? You'll hit me? Like your father? She hissed back, lips trembling but eyes unyielding. The room felt like it was cracking. The garland sagged on the mantel, lights twinkling in mockery. I stood in the middle, hands still on the plate of cookies no one wanted, my chest tightening, my throat dry. My name is Ethan Miller. I'm 24 years old. And in that living room, surrounded by people who were supposed to be family, I realized something I'd been too scared to admit. I was done being their punching bag. I wasn't the loud one, not the favorite, not the chosen heir to the Miller name. I was the forgotten one, the one who cleaned up the mess, the one who was told to be grateful for scraps. But tonight, I wasn't going to swallow it anymore. Introduce the family members. Margaret Miller, 62. My mother, cold, calculating, retired teacher. She built her life on reputation but used guilt like a weapon. Richard Miller, 65. My father, retired banker, tired, worn out, but guilty of letting silence be his shield. Daniel Miller, 31. My brother, angry, entitled, drowning in debt he pretends doesn't exist. Sarah Miller, 28. My sister, sweet on the surface but slippery, knows how to smile while twisting a knife. Ethan, don't just stand there. Sarah's voice sliced through the tension, her smile brittle, hands clutching the stem of her wine glass so tightly I thought it might shatter. You know she didn't mean it. I looked at her. Her eyes were darting everywhere but at Daniel's kids, who were sitting silently on the rug, heads bowed, coloring pages ignored. My gut twisted. Yes, I did, Mom snapped, every syllable like a whip crack. Her pearls shook against her neck as she leaned forward. I meant every word. Daniel's little brats aren't Miller blood, and they never will be. This family is already hanging by a thread, and he drags more shame into it. Daniel's chair screeched back violently as he surged forward, rage burning off him like heat. I lunged instinctively, grabbing his arm before his fist could fly. His muscles strained against me, veins bulging, but his eyes weren't just angry, they were desperate. He yanked himself free. Don't touch me! His voice cracked. You think you're better? Sitting there with your job and your little apartment like you've made it? You're nothing without this family name. Nothing. The words landed like a slap, but instead of wounding, they exposed something. The rot. My stomach knotted. That name, Miller, had never lifted me, never saved me, never carried me. It had only weighed me down. The garland above the fireplace drooped lower, one of the bulbs flickering. It felt like even the house was caving under their lies. I let the silence thicken until the ticking of the clock on the mantel was the only sound. Then I spoke, my voice steady, low but cutting. Actually, that name is a joke. Everyone froze. Daniel's face hardened, Mom's eyes widened. Even Dad looked up from his glass, his hand trembling. I took a step forward, voice sharper now. If I walked away tomorrow, nothing in my life would change. Can any of you say the same? The words hit like shrapnel. Daniel's jaw flexed, Sarah's lips parted in protest, but no sound came, and Mom's knuckles whitened around the armrest of her chair. Dad closed his eyes briefly, pinching the bridge of his nose. Not tonight, Ethan, please. We're here to celebrate. Celebrate what? I barked, my chest heaving. My voice echoed, making the ornaments on the tree tremble faintly. This isn't Christmas. It's a battlefield disguised with lights and tinsel. You don't gather here to love each other. You gather here to survive each other." No one breathed. Even the children looked up, sensing something irreversible was unraveling. The anger boiling in me wasn't new. It had been fermenting for years. My chest burned as a memory clawed its way back, sharp and cruel. 5 years ago. Daniel, drunk, broke, eyes glassy with false promises. "Just cosign, Ethan. Just a few months. I'll pay it back, I swear. You're my brother. Brothers help each other." I was 19, naive, desperate for his approval. I signed, and then I bled. Double shifts at the gas station, sleep-deprived lectures, scholarship gone. I watched my future slip through my fingers because I was shackled to his debt. And when I turned to Mom, the woman who was supposed to protect me, she looked me dead in the eye and said, "It's your duty. That's what brothers do." That word, duty, became my prison. Every unpaid bill, every sleepless night, every lost chance. Duty. And now, staring at their faces, I realized their duty had never once pointed back at me. I inhaled, sharp, controlled. My voice trembled but cut through the room. "Funny thing about duty, Mom. You preach loyalty, but I know about your little trust account." Her face drained of color. Dad's glass slipped, clinking against the table. Sarah's hand flew to her mouth. "The one in Dad's name," I continued. "The one you've been using to cover Daniel's gambling losses. How dare you—" Mom's voice cracked. She rose halfway, but I didn't let her finish. "I work at the bank now. I've seen the transfers. All those nights you said Daniel was getting back on his feet, you were bleeding Dad's retirement dry." Dad's eyes snapped to her. His lips trembled as though words betrayed him. And then I turned. My gaze found Sarah. Her cheeks flushed, tears welling before the truth even landed. "And Sarah, don't act innocent. Those credit cards, the ones you claimed were stolen?" I leaned in, voice low, venomous. "You racked them up yourself. Every dollar, every lie." Her glass slipped from her hand, red wine spilling across the white carpet like blood. The truth was no longer hidden. It was here, raw, ugly, undeniable. The room exploded. "Lies!" Daniel roared, pointing at me like a cornered animal. His face was blotchy, spit flying. "He's making this up. He's always been jealous." "Jealous?" I shot back. "I carried your debt on my back for years while you pissed away every second chance. What the hell do I have to be jealous of? Your failure? Your excuses? Your kids seeing their father as a coward?" "Oh, shut up!" he screamed, but his voice cracked on the last word, betraying him. Sarah sobbed, words tumbling out in broken fragments. I didn't mean, I just needed..." "Needed what, Sarah?" I snapped. "Another lie to keep the image perfect? Another mask to hide behind? You've been drowning in your own mess and dragging everyone else with you." Dad's voice cut through, weak but raw. "Margaret, tell me he's lying. Tell me you didn't..." His hands shook violently, as though even his body refused to hold the weight of betrayal. Mom's lips quivered. She opened her mouth, and nothing came. Then, finally, a scream. "You had no right." "No right?" I stepped closer, my voice rising with years of swallowed rage. "I had no right to lose my future cleaning up after you? No right to carry debt that wasn't mine? No right to finally stand here and say I'm done being the garbage bin for this family?" The silence that followed was heavier than the chaos. My words lingered, echoing against their guilt. I lowered the plate of cookies onto the table, my hands steady now, the act strangely ceremonial. My voice softened, but each word struck like a hammer. "You want the truth? You don't own me anymore. You never did. And for the first time in my life, I don't need any of you." Dad's eyes filled, glassy with shame. He stared at me as if seeing me for the first time, His voice trembled. "Ethan, I'm sorry. I should have protected you." For years, I would have dismissed it as hollow. But tonight, something in his eyes, the crack in his armor, told me it was real. And for the first time, I believed him. I didn't slam the door when I left. I didn't scream. I didn't look back. The snow crunched beneath my boots, sharp and clean, the night air slicing my lungs but filling me with something purer than I had ever known: release. Behind me, the Miller house stood, a fortress of traditions and lies, now trembling under the weight of its own rot. From the outside, the glowing lights still pretended warmth, but I knew the foundation was already crumbling. And I wasn't chained to it anymore. The weeks after were chaos. Sarah, buried under debt collectors, slithered back into Mom's home like a wounded snake. Daniel's marriage cracked wide open under truths too jagged to hide. And Dad, quiet, broken, began reaching out. Not asking for money, not demanding loyalty, just asking if I wanted to grab coffee. And me? I started to build something raw, unpolished mine. A home where duty wasn't chains, where love wasn't leverage. Some nights when the world is too quiet, I still hear Mom's voice, sharp, cruel, unrelenting. But now, layered over it, I hear something louder, something mine. You are not their mistake. You are not their shame. You are enough. And for the first time, I don't just whisper it back. I believe it. If you were standing in that living room, caught between loyalty and truth, what would you have done? Would you have stayed silent to keep the peace, or finally spoken the words that needed to be heard? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If stories like this hit you deep, because sometimes the most powerful revenge is finally choosing yourself.